Today we turn to Romans chapter 11, and for the first 11 chapters of Paul's letter to the Romans, he's laying out his theology. He's laying out the fundamental Christian framework, if you will. And then tomorrow, when he gets to chapter 12, he starts to talk about how you put this theology into action in your life. But in chapter 11, he's dealing with one final theological concept, and that's Israel's rejection, that Israel had not responded to God in the way that God desired, and this opened the door for the Gentiles to be saved. And one of the challenges is, well, what's going to happen with Israel? And in Romans 11:25, we hear these words: so that you may not claim to be wiser than you are, brothers and sisters, I want you to understand this mystery. A hardening has come upon part of Israel until the full number of the Gentiles has come in. So part of what Paul writes about in the latter half of Romans chapter 11 is both the salvation of the Gentiles, which comes by faith, the righteousness that comes by faith, not by works, and he's also trying to deal with how could Israel not have responded in a more positive, obedient way to God with all that God had done for them. And Paul, as a Jew himself, looks back through the lenses of it's all part of God's plan for the Gentiles also to be included and also to be saved. And all Israel will be saved. But remember, all Israel is not an ethnic term. It's not a physical nation. It's not only those who are physical descendants of Abraham. It's those who respond in faith to what God has done. So Paul goes on to say in verse 30, just as you were once disobedient to God, but have now received mercy because of their disobedience. It's like the disobedience of Israel opened the door for Gentiles to come in. For God has imprisoned all in disobedience so that he may be merciful to all. Now, this is not an easy statement to understand, but part of it, I think, is the idea that it is by our disobedience, by our failure for a Jew to live up to the law, that we all recognize, going back to the Roman road from yesterday, that we've all sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. We all need God's mercy. We all need the salvation that's offered to us in Christ. And Paul is saying, whether you are a Jew or whether one is a Gentile, the offer is on the table and available to you for you to choose to embrace it and to change your life.